We got married in a fever, harder than a Texas drought. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, mess around. I'm going to Jackson, look at Jackson town. Three-string cigar box guitar or Bluesboyjag cigar box guitars. This one's by request. Jackson by the great Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage. Three-string cigar box guitar. We are tuned to open G. That's an A string tuned down to G. And a D string tuned normal to D. And a G string tuned normal to G. Always tune your G string normal. All right, let's get right to it. Bar all the way across, 5th fret, first finger. What chord is that, ladies and gents? That's a G, A, B, C. So this song is in the key of C, and we're going to be playing the chords G, C, F, and G. And we're going to start out by barring all the way across on the 5th fret with my first finger, using my thumb on the back. I like to do it kind of fast, but you can slow it down if you like. So I'm using my thumb and first finger, again, barring the 5th fret all the way across all 3 strings. So what you do is you use your thumb on the 3rd string, and then you do an up strum with your first finger on the 1st string. So it's the 3rd string down with your thumb, and your first finger up on the 1st string. There's one tricky part in the middle of this. If you don't know how to do a hammer-on, this will be something new for you. What I'm doing is holding that bar there with my first finger across, and I'm going to be hammering either my pinky or 3rd finger on the 2nd string, and I'm going to be on the 7th fret. Start with the 3rd string, and then you play the 1st string. So it's thumb down on the 3rd string, and your first finger up on the 1st string. Then we're going to do the hammer. So outside 2 strings first. Big string first with your downstroke with your thumb. Then an up strum on the 1st string with your 1st finger. So I'm barring across on that 5th fret. My thumb is on the back. 1st finger goes all the way across. Now, we're going to do what's called a hammer-on, which means we're going to pick a note, then we're going to slam our fingers down, and that will increase the pitch by 2 frets. So, this is just a strum pattern I came up with for a 3-string cigar box guitar. It might be a little tricky at first if you haven't done anything like this. Your foot's going to be going down and up like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So start out slow. Using my thumb on that downstroke, using my 1st finger on the 1st string. So down on the 3rd string with my thumb, up with my 1st finger on the 1st string. You probably can't even hardly see my fingers moving, but it's the thumb going down, 1st finger going up on the 1st string, thumb going down on the 3rd string. In fact, it might be a good idea just to start out this way if you haven't done anything like this before. outside strings. I'm not touching the middle string at all right now. That's the only part of it. That first note is when your foot goes down. So it's doo-dee, boom-dee, 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 boom-dee. And always, 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 did I say always? Always tap your foot. That helps you stay in time. And don't get too fast. Now we're going to add something to it. So I'll slow it way down. That's the same, outside string and then the first string. So the third string and then first string. Then I'm going to do a hammer on with my pinky on the middle string. That's going to be on the 7th fret. Then I do an up pick with my first finger, first string. That's it. That's the whole song. You're just going to be doing that riff through the whole thing. Up close. That's my thumb down and my first finger up. Then I'm moving my thumb to the middle string and hammering on with my pinky 2 frets above my first finger. And here's the rhythm. I'm going to start out real slow. My head is going up and down. You can't see my foot, but my foot's going up and down with my head, just like there's a string tied from my shoe to my head. What the hell am I talking about? Start out slow. That's probably pretty fast right there. Start out like this. Using my thumb downstroke on that third string and first finger up. And thumb again with that third string. Or second string, sorry. Thumb, first, thumb. And I'm hammering that pinky. That might be a bit tricky if you haven't done any hammer-ons or very many of them. It's not really that tricky unless you've never done it. So, and my foot's going like this. Boom dee ba-da-la, boom dee ba-da-la, boom dee ba-da-la, boom dee ba-da-la, boom dee ba-da-la. Now what does that mean? I'm not waving at you. That's the downbeat and the upbeat. And your foot is doing exactly what my hand is doing. So we're almost done. We're going to keep doing that same picking procedure. Continue that picking technique. And we're going to slide up to that 10th fret like we did a minute ago. And then 2 more up to the 12th fret and continue playing the exact same procedure. And back down. Believe it or not, that's the entire song. We got married in a fever, hotter than a Texas drought. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson. 10th fret, Jackson Town. Back to the 5th fret. Back again to the 10th. And then the 12th. And back down to the 5th. We're done. That's the whole thing. We got married in a fever, hotter than a Texas drought. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson. 10th fret, Jackson Town. Back to 5. I'm going to Jackson. So we go back up to the 10th fret again. Then we go up to the 12th fret. And back down to the 5th. we're done. That's the whole song. Start out slow. Now my foot is doing this. Boom dee boodle-lap, boom dee boodle-lap, boom dee boodle-lap. So that's the tempo of my foot, and it's going right with the beat of the song. If that's too fast for you, just slow it down. And I'm hammering that pinky, which might be a little tricky, like I said earlier. A lot of people start out just strumming songs for a while, and if you haven't got to the point where you've done these hammer-ons, what you're doing is you're picking the note. This point, it's the middle string on the 5th fret. Then I'm slamming my pinky down, and you gotta slam it pretty hard because you want to hear it hit that note. If you don't slam it hard enough, you won't hear that note. And if you haven't done this before, like I said, it's gonna hurt right here. Maybe for a day or two, maybe for a week or two. But just practice that maybe for a minute or two every day, if it hurts. We got married in a fever, hotter than a Texas sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson. 10th fret, gonna mess around. Back to 5. I'm going to Jackson. Now we go to 12. Look out, Jackson town. That's the whole thing. So if you want to play a solo, what would you do? Well, you're already there. Very simple 3-string pentatonic. So how are you going to play a solo if you're already playing the rhythm? Well, that's a little tricky. You might want to have a buddy play along with you, maybe play bass or guitar. So when you play your solo, it's that pentatonic bar across the 5th fret with your 1st finger, and you're just going to use your pinky 3 frets up. All 3 strings. So it's going to be 8 to 5. 8 with your pinky, 8th fret, and your 1st finger's on the 5th. Same with the 2nd, same with the 3rd. So your solo could be something real simple. If you've got a buddy playing another instrument and you want a solo, you're already there. 1st finger is on the 5th fret. Pinky, 3 frets above your 1st finger. Same thing on the 2nd string. Same thing on the 3rd string. That's your scale, but you don't want to just walk up and walk back down again. Take it easy, make it real simple. So here's your rhythm. If you got another buddy playing guitar or keyboards or whatever, and you want to play your solo, very basic, doesn't have to be anything fancy. So that's your scale. 1st finger is going to be on the 5th fret, 3rd string. Then you go up 3 more frets with your pinky. Same thing, 2nd string. Same thing, 1st string. Can't get much easier than that. Pinky 1, pinky 1, pinky 1. We got married in a fever, hotter than a Texas sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson. Gonna mess around. I'm going to Jackson. Look out, Jackson town. So that's your super simple, easy beginner's way to play Jackson, and that doesn't by any means denigrate it. That's the full version right there. You can get fancier if you like, but that covers the whole thing right there. So let me know if there's any other songs you'd like me to do. I've been real busy, so sorry that I haven't posted a lot of videos recently. So check out my website, bluesboyjag.com. Cigar box guitars for 21 years, and we will see you next time.